So yeah, my name is Ben, and a lot of people think it's short for Benjamin. No, actually it's short for Benson, and no, interestingly, thank you, I chose it myself. And a lot of people wonder, well, why'd you pick Benson and not a normal name? Very simple, really. I can shorten it to Bent, and women know not to bother. Not that they would anyway. So I always think it's important to come out to an audience, and it's pretty hard because, you know, being who I am, it's hated by a lot of people, ostracised, demonised by a lot of people. Christians don't like me. There's been a lot of bad things said about me in the past, and you know, just being left-handed, I was born this way, and I just really can't help it. And it really annoys me because people say that it makes me a devil's minion and that it's going to send me to hell. Like being a homosexual and a transgender man isn't enough to get me there in the first place. So isn't it nice being in Edinburgh? Isn't this nice? I started my trip to Edinburgh with a bang. We met on Grindr, he was lovely. Anyone in here on Grindr? Yeah. So it's alright, I feel like if I met you on Grindr we'd have a quite positive experience, and by positive I mean syphilis. In case you don't know what Grindr is basically a hunting ground for uncivilised, horny gay men. So uncivilised that they've had to separate us into tribes. Jocks, otters, twinks. And I know you're all wondering, I'm a bear. Wrong. Now, I downloaded Grindr as a new way to deal with stress because student loan doesn't cover any real coping mechanisms, you know, like therapy or ketamine. You get a lot of strange interactions on Grindr. For example, old men go, hey, I'm hung, and it's like, yeah, I'm old enough to be my dad, so please leave me alone. Or other people who ask, well, why are you on Grindr? And it's like, oh, you know, to discuss sunflower growth, the changing seasons, gardening, maybe the same desperate reason you are. And a lot of them do need a conversation about gardening. I've seen things, okay? I really like to think of Grindr a bit like Pokemon Go. But instead of going to new and exciting places and catching Pokemon, I go to new and exciting places and catch STIs. And I thought of a nice little song, so Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, it's you and me. Chlamydia, HIV. So I had someone pop up to me recently on Grindr with a picture of his penis and say, I could do with a hand. And I just thought, perfect. You have two. Isn't that crazy? I had someone else pop up to me on Grindr to hook up with him, and I was so ready to go until he asked if we could go to the bike shed underneath his apartment because his roommate came home. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not what I had in mind when he said we could go for a ride. And, you know, I think being a trans person on Grindr, I give people a nice little 2-for-1 experience. You know, men in the streets and what the fuck is that in the sheets? And I know it's a common question as to what trans people have down there, so I'm just going to settle your wondering minds. It's basically just this abyss of darkness where all light just gets sucked in, and nothing, much like this room, and nothing ever leaves or comes, you know, back out. Or as I call it, my vagina. So, you know, as if being a massive fag wasn't enough to make me interesting, I worked at Ann Summers for a bit, you know. Buzzing. Now, you'd think working at Ann Summers would be really fun and interesting, but actually, selling dildos to old housewives and lube to the drying menopausal is not as fun as it seems. Firstly, I can't read Beatrix Potter anymore, okay? I've seen where Peter Rabbit's been. And you get asked questions that you usually get asked in retail, but in Ann Summers it's a little bit weirder. For example, people will go, is it try before you buy? And you just want to go, no. Please step away from the book club. Other people who say, have you used many of these toys before? And your response, what you really want to say is, yes. What do you think staff discounts for? I'm not working, I'm compiling a shopping list. And men usually come in with their female partners, and I show them this really cool vibrator, and they say, is this going to replace me? And of course you have to say, oh, of course not, it's nothing like the real thing. What you really want to say is, yes. Hopefully, if this woman had any mind about her, she'd realise that this doesn't have a gob on it and thinks it's funny. And men don't vibrate So, I think one of the worst questions I'd get asked is people who would go, are you gay? Are you gay? Are you gay? Is that why they get into work in this section? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think taking up the arse makes me any more qualified to sell sex toys than the next person. Do we like anal jokes? Do we like anal jokes? Type. I like my sex the way I like my medication. Up the bum. Now, I don't think I've mentioned I'm trans, or at least I don't mention it enough. But I am trans. I like puberty so much I've decided to go through it twice. This is 18 months in the making, so as you can tell, it's going shit. I had a friend in yesterday who knew me in high school, and in high school I was a lesbian. Before that I was bisexual, and then I had a stint of being queer. So if you think about it, I've completed LGBTQ. Now, the way I came out to my parents as trans, so I said, Mum, Dad, I have to get something off my chest. It's my tits and my boy. And I always like to leave my audience wondering with some philosophical questions. So I'm on testosterone, and my testosterone levels are high, I recently found out, which is great because I clearly exceed masculinity, like look right, raw. But as a result, it means that it converts back into estrogen, so now my estrogen levels are high. Now does this make me twice the man I am now, or double the woman I was before? And if you said woman, it's a hate crime. I've been Ben Hodge, thank you so much.